Kilo Charlie 8 Tango Delta X-ray. Name is David, and I am in Lynchburg, Virginia.
Roger, David, in Virginia. And what radio are you running, sir?
In Virginia, and what radio are you running, sir?
The radio I have is the 7300 ICOM radio.
Oh, Roger, just the perfect radio. Why don't you give me about 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna system so I can hear you?
10 seconds and tell me about your antenna system so I can hear you.
Okay, I'm just getting back into radio, and I'm getting new equipment all the time, but the antenna that I'm actually using is store-bought Alpha Delta DX Charlie. It's an 80 through 10 fan dipole, and I'm running it in an inverted V fashion, about 29 to 30 feet at the peak, in a north to south configuration.
Roger that. And what mic did you say you were running?
Roger that. And what mic did you say you were running?
Well, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. I had been running a Heil 781 microphone, and I just bought a new mic, and I set it up the best that I could hear, like listening through headphones and stuff like that. But I bought it's an Electro Voice RE20. It's kind of a long, big studio type of mic.
Oh, Roger that. Really nice. Now, the hand mic that you had when you bought that radio is probably one of the nicest sounding station mics that you can have, although it is a hand mic, but it does, when you work it properly, like from the corner of your mouth, it just does such a beautiful job. Now, the mic that you're using is doing a very nice job. You could probably use a click or two more top-end EQ, treble EQ from where you are. I would say if you know where your EQ is, if you could give me a +2 clicks up treble boost from where you are, and I could listen to it, I'd appreciate it.
Where you are, and I could listen to it, I'd appreciate it.
Alrighty, I brought the treble up one, and I'm going to lower the low end just a little bit because I'm getting pretty maxed out on treble settings. I'm running out of treble.
Oh, well, where you were on the bass end was nice. You had a nice full bass down to about 125 cycles, so it's just perfect. I'd leave the bottom end exactly where it was. Now, if you were out, plus 5 on the treble, is that what you're saying?
Plus 5 on the treble, is that what you're saying?
It was +3, and I bumped it up to +4, and lowered the low end by 1. So, how is this now?
Roger. Well, I'm copying the mail on the Arlington SCR. It goes down to 100 cycles, and you sound really good. Let me see if I can get to my local antenna. If you would, maybe give me about 10 or 15 seconds on what you like best about your radio there, and I'll see if I can bring you up on my local antenna system.
Sure, I understand. Yeah, about 7300 is the spectrum, because you can actually look and see where the conversations are at, which helps you dial in a lot quicker. And it does have the internal tone controls, for transmit and receive is a real nice feature there. I like the notch filter because when people start tuning up and things, you can hit that notch filter and it'll take it right out of there. So all in all, when I first got back into this in January, I bought a ICOM 718, and real quickly that I didn't like that radio. It was really nothing more than a glorified CB radio, and I wanted something with more features and better front-end tunability, and I think I found that in the 7300. Back to you.
Roger. Well, I think you need to get the Gorilla Tape out and tape it down, because I think you're exactly perfect, Roger.
All right, I appreciate that. It's kind of a shock going from that little 781 Heil microphone up to this big studio type of mic. Now there is a setting on the microphone. It's a two selection. One is flat, and the other one I think is to elevate the high end just a little bit. Maybe that's it. I don't know. I've got it set for flat right now.
Yeah, that switch is probably a low cut. It's probably a low-cut switch, but I wouldn't change a thing. I would run just exactly the way you are. Your dynamic range is 3 dB, so it means your average percent of peak modulation is 80 to 85%. Your EQ curve is just perfect. You're very broad across the band audio-wise, and very articulated at the top end to balance that nice bottom end, Roger. So everything is just perfect. I'd tape it down.
All righty, I certainly appreciate that. Yep, you can never tell. I mean, my hearing isn't the best, and because I'm a retired musician, and that pretty well explains it all. But so I tried to listen to SDR sites, a couple different ones, and you know, you never. It's always best to hear it from a human rather than trying to listen to yourself.
Roger. Well, if you're using, most of the SDRs are rolling off at about 250 cycles, so you're missing a very intrinsic part of your audio on most of those SDRs, Roger.
Roger that. Now, what's your location again, please?
I'm just across the Ohio River from Louisville, Kentucky. I'm on the Indiana side of the Ohio River, right at Louisville, home of fast women and beautiful horses.
Roger. I've got family up in Ohio, over in Brown County and Adams County, which is kind of runs over there. And Adams County, which is kind of runs over there along the river.
Roger that. Now I just went down to my Georgia SDR, and you're 20 over down there, sounding beautiful. Milford has rejected me. What's new there? Let me get back onto Milford and bring you up on that for just a minute, so we'll have all the SDRs involved here. Alrighty, and come back and talk to me a little bit, and I'll bring you up on Milford.
Alrighty, and come back and talk to me a little bit, and I'll bring you up on Milford.
I've got an amplifier, but I don't have it turned on right now. Just doing the barefoot radio itself.
Oh, Roger, just outstanding. Matt, you might even incorporate the super glue on some of those controls.
On some of those controls.
Yeah, Roger the super glue. Yeah, I like it to be a simple. I like it to be a simple station and stuff, but you know, this radio's very nice, and I bought it, and I bought it during a time they had $100 rebate on the radio. So at age 67, retired and limited income these days. Retired and limited income these days anymore. Saving $100 for a radio is a good thing.
Roger. Now, you might notice when you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for KC9VKV, followed by today's date, 10/15/21, which will take you to this recording, that over on the right-hand side of my video, there's a couple of chevrons. One is an antenna input select readout, and the other is an audio input select readout. So I'm switching around here. I'm monitoring 4 internet SDRs plus my local antenna system, and so as I'm moving around, these chevrons are reflecting what I'm doing, and so you can hear what's happening as far as what I run through the SDRs, Georgia, Virginia, New York, and whatnot. You can hear all those and associate them by where the light is, Roger.
You can hear all those and associate them by where the light is, Roger.
Okay, yep. Now, to be able to go and retrieve our conversation on there, you enter in a time, or how do you do that?
You go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, along with today's date, 10/15/21, and it will take you directly to this recording.
10/21, and it will take you directly to this recording.
Okay, excellent. I'll do that in a little bit here and see what it sounds like. That'd be a really neat thing to be able to do. So, well, I want to thank you sincerely for helping me, because there's nothing scarier than having a great big microphone sticking in your face and not knowing what it sounds like. So, and it's a little bit of a costly mic, but I'm pretty sure that it's going to work. I'll let you get back. I will see here. And again, I thank you very much for the help. So, Kilo Charlie 9, Victor, Kilo Victor, this is Kilo Charlie 8, Tango Delta X-Ray, Lynchburg, Virginia. And be standing by on your final.
Roger, David, 73, sir. You have a great afternoon, a beautiful weekend. Really sound really nice, and I think you'll like your recording there. 73. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.